Guys, welcome to episode 67 of the Drag Drive Repeat Show presented by Summit Racing. Tonight, we're talking sick summer. It's day 3, and lots of stuff has happened. Lots of stuff. Two 850 cars ran perfect passes today, giving us a total of, I'm not going to tell you the number, it's crazy low how many people have done that in history. Big names are out, and a few of our favorite racers are kicking booty. So, Eric, hit that intro video and let's get it going, dude.
All right, let's do it.
We're gonna pack things up and hit the road, trying to make it the next day.
All right, man. Hey, guys, listen. My name's Mike Narx. I'm the host of the Drag Driver Pete Show and the Drag Driver Pete News, which happens live on Saturday mornings. And my co host over here, Mr. Eric White. Dude, tell him what you got going on, man. Let's get this thing going.
I am Eric White. I am your co-host for both the news and the show. I got to play photographer for a
Mm-hmm.
couple days
Mm-hmm.
so far at
Mm-hmm.
Six Summer. I don't know if you can tell, I got a little sunburnt. Yeah, yeah, a
Well,
little sunburnt.
I hope you're ready to get more sunburnt because we're about to on Thursday and Friday, or I'm going to on Thursday, Friday. You're going to on Friday for sure. All right, guys. Well, let's kick this thing off, y'all. We can't do this without you. Our race car friends make all of this possible. You literally do. You give us motivation late at nights. You send us messages. You tell us cool things. Like Derek Putnam messaged me today asking for a little bit of research. Hooked him up, man. Hooked him up. I'm excited to be able to do that. And anybody that's needing some of that kind of stuff, hit us up, man. We can help out. And we can't do this obviously without our sponsors. They make all the travel and all the equipment and all that kind of stuff possible. Summit Racing, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, who is on site at Six Summer, WAF Racing, Car Change 3D, Performer Built Transmissions, Howard's Cams, Sweet Patina, Racing Junk, and Power Tube TV, which the new Southeast Gassers Association show just dropped last night. Got to watch that. Your boy is the host. I can't tell you how much fun that is. All right, on to the next bit here, guys, because we're rolling through. We got to get through this because I'm trying to get on the road tonight. Hear me? And drive almost 700 miles to get to where I'm headed next. Summit Racing Speed Legacy began in 1968 as a one-man startup and is now the world's speed shop with 4 facilities and 200 plus catalog editions. They fuel your passion. They save you money. They deliver fast and offer top-notch customer service for more than 1,500 brands. Make sure to download the Summit Racing mobile app for easy access to speed parts. Find them on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Also, you can tune into the On All Cylinders podcast for more automotive discussions if you like what you're listening to here. From humble origins to the social media lane, Summit Racing stands by your need for speed. Again, summitracing.com for all of that stuff that you need. Oh, and while you're on there, uh, Drag Driver Pete, just type that into the search bar and you're going to see t-shirts and hoodies right now. And there's more stuff coming. So
Yeah.
I hope some folks saw the show last week and ordered their shirts and are going to have them for Six Summer this week because, again, I'm coming up tomorrow. I'll be there for Thursday. I'll be there for Friday. I don't know what I'm going to do for the folks that are wearing these shirts, but definitely going to get a big old hug from me and some selfie action and some pictures and maybe some video stuff. But you want to hear something crazy?
What's
I'm
that?
not. I'm not taking the big camera, dude. I'm
No?
I'm going light. I'm going scooter. It's hard being so late in the process already. I don't have that lead in content from telling a big story. So I think it's just time to do the old iPhone record interviews with and talk to the folks that I've been tracking for days on my handy dandy notepad there. So I think that's my
Yeah.
plan. I think I'm just going to go cell phone content, man.
And our live stream did pretty good. We got I walked
Yep.
around the pits for what it was almost an hour,
Yep.
talking to people, and that was pretty good. A lot of people were excited about that, so that was cool to
Yep.
see.
Yep, yep, and I intend to do that on Thursday, get some interviews as I walk through, and then also you and I are gonna be together on Friday, and dude, I hope these folks are ready for this. We're gonna have a blast. We are gonna have a blast.
And I was rocking my new drag drive repeat shirt both days.
Yeah, that's
I got
awesome.
I got 2 shirts, and I was able to wear one Sunday, one Monday, so, if
Perfect.
anybody hadn't seen it in person, they probably saw me wearing it while I was there, and, I don't know if you noticed, but there's some videos and pictures floating around, and I'm in just about every shot. You can see the shirt, you can see the green
Yeah,
lime green hat I'm wearing,
yes.
so
Yeah, you were running around like an animal. You were everywhere. I was watching the live stream from home, and dude, you were everywhere, and it was always easy to see your green hat in the back, and it's
I
pretty cool, man.
I think that might be a staple for me going forward. I might have to have a bright hat. However, I think since I got pretty sunburned, I might wear my Summit straw hat on Friday
Oh
because I
yeah,
need to
that's
keep
what
the sun
that's
off
what I'm
my neck.
wearing as well. I'm because I can't take it, man. I'm not gonna see it. Uh, awesome. All right, well, let's get to this thing today because today's gonna be a fun episode. Driven Racing Oil updates is all things six summer. We're right in the middle of it again. We're gonna do this probably at other events happen as well. We're gonna skip the Saturday update, the news show this week, and we're gonna do a huge show next Wednesday because we'll be able to recap Six Summer. We'll be able to talk about Big Sky Race Week, and we'll be able to recap Alaska Speed Week, which is also happening right now. So
Yep.
lots of stuff going to go on. We'll do we have the yep. Do you want to do the ad read for Driven since you do that one most of the time and know that probably by heart now?
Yeah, absolutely. I do gotta say though, I got to hang out with the Driven guys a bunch Sunday and Monday, which was awesome. Got to talk to them about oil stuff. They
Yeah.
let me come hang out under the tent every time I needed to cool down. They offered me waters, so appreciate that and look forward to seeing them again on Friday.
Yes. Yeah. I'm ready to hang out with those guys.
Yep. So why gamble with performance or protection when you get proven results from Driven Racing Oil? Trusted by top engine builders, winning racers, and devoted horsepower enthusiasts around the world. Driven takes legendary base oils such as the ones from Bradford, Pennsylvania, which comprise their GP1 line. Then Driven boosts that superior base with state of the art additive packages. Driven's GP1 Nitro 70 not only provides anti wear protection, but can even shield cylinders from washout and fuel dilution caused by using methanol or nitro based fuels. Learn more about Driven Racing Oil by following them on Facebook and Instagram at Driven Racing Oil or shop now at drivenracingoil.com. And I gotta say, they've been posting a ton of content from Six
Yes.
Summer. So if you guys aren't following them, be sure to head over and give them a follow because they've been posting all kinds of cool stuff as well.
Yeah, it's been great, man. I love seeing them get right down to it. Well, let's get into this a little bit because we're talking about Six Summer. Obviously, tomorrow they're racing at Great Lakes Dragway, and it's 700 miles from where I'm sitting right here in this podcast room, and I'm going to do that tonight and early in the morning. So I hope to be there very early tomorrow, maybe even just as racing gets started, but we'll see how far I can make it. So it's right at
Yeah,
10
Great
hours.
Lakes. Yeah,
Good.
Great Lakes is a cool track too. If you've
Oh,
probably been there before.
yep, yep. Went
Yeah,
there last year with Six Summer.
yep.
Yeah,
Very cool
it's a
track.
and the people come out in droves, man. Like the stands were absolutely packed last year, so I'm sure it's only going to be better this year.
Yep, yep. And I would expect that to be the same on Friday again back at Byron.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Byron's going to be crazy too. All right, well let's talk about the man who went into leading today, Mr. Rovic from the Yukon. I'm trying to watch my phone and see if they're going to update these stats, man. I'm itching, dude. But going into today, Rovic had 0.001 difference between his two passes. Absolutely crazy. Made a bunch of passes yesterday. Was making a lot of passes today. Let me get to my notes here. At one point, I saw him. and he was looking for 991, as close as he can get to 991 as possible. And the only thing I saw him today was a 10:012, and that wasn't going to do it. And I know he ran better than that. So good luck to him. I'm excited to see him out there. But going into today, there were 7 of the 9 pro DYO racers that were 0.0 something difference. So Jarrett Fuller was in second place in the square body truck with a 011, and then Eric Wiegand in third place at 025, 0.025 difference. Now, I know that probably stretched out a little bit today, but I'm telling you, 7 of 9. That's what those guys are pro DYO. And again, that's 850 to 10 or 850 to 999 in that
Yeah.
class.
And it's
So,
wild that it's wild that he is that consistent after he did a crazy burnout at Rock Falls on Monday night.
after he did a gigantic burnout, like 1 minute long burnout. Hang on, I'm
Yeah.
gonna see if he posted. He hasn't posted anything today.
Okay.
Dang. Yeah. So 991 on Monday and 9910 on Monday, 9911 on Tuesday.
Nuts, man. Nuts.
Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait to get up there and see what that is. And then, of course, the class being that close, that's kind of what I like about the DYO stuff. Everybody's got to be right on that number. And then our boy Greg Jones with co-pilot Jonathan Stonecipher, or Stony as we call him here, has a difference of 0.002 in the regular DYO class, which has an untold number of people. It's 100, I think, in
Yeah.
DYO class. So this is pretty intense. And I know he was making a lot of passes today, but none of the ones that I saw were close enough for what he needed. I thought I wrote it down somewhere. Yes, sorry. Back up. 11901 is what he ran today. And his pass that was, his highest pass or slowest pass, quote unquote, is 11906. So he's 005 difference right now, which would have put him like halfway through the top 10. Like he would
Which
have
is
gone
wild.
from, oh, it's crazy, dude. So in for the folks that are watching for DYO for sick events, you have your it is based on your spread between your slowest and fastest pass, or your fastest to slowest pass, however you want to word that, right? The difference between those two is how they base the winner in that class. And I don't have the notes here, but I was doing a lot of stat stuff earlier, and I want to say there were 11 cars. Yeah, it was 11 cars. He was one of 11 that were 0.00x
Yeah.
difference. And now that's day 1 and day 2. I
Right.
get it. I get it. Day 3 is generally the equalizer in a class like this. So, but pretty stellar to still only be 005 apart and still be on the road, still be driving after. Well, we're going to tell what happened later.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was surprising to me is obviously I wasn't on last Wednesday because I was in Pittsburgh. Um, I didn't even know Stoney was going to be there. And
Yeah.
then because I didn't get to watch the show because I was out for work stuff. And when I turned around and saw him standing there, I was like, I didn't know you were going to be here. So that was super cool to get to go over and see him and talk to him, and talk to
Yep.
him a few other times on Sunday and Monday. So that was cool. But yeah, it was a little bit of a surprise being that I didn't know he was coming.
That's awesome. So, just heard back from Bill at Driven Racing Oil. He says, dude, we're just rolling through Wisconsin. Raj made 100 passes today. And I know he did. I know he did. He said the Divco is out with trans problems after an all-night engine rebuild in Byron. So we'll talk about that in a minute. He said, we don't even know what day it is.
Yeah, they're fully into drag and drive right now.
Oh yeah. Well, here's what happens. You don't know where you are because all you're doing is following a map. And then
Yep,
you don't know what day it is anymore because they've all run together.
yep.
And Jay Blanchard asked if he's going to see me tomorrow. Yes, you will see me tomorrow at Great Lakes Dragway. All right, The other big news that happened within the street race class, which dude, I love that class, the 850 class typically. So street race classes are on notice. This is pretty intense. Jeremy Ortiz, your boy, Team Hybrid Racing in the
Yep.
240, laid it out today. Eighth person in drag and drive history now I'll say this, in the street race class, the 850 class, to run a perfect pass. 8500. Absolutely crazy. Can't believe it. It's awesome. 2 hours later, Chris Mary in the blue New Edge Mustang, no, the blue SN95 that kind of is tuned by the Deal brothers. He
Yep.
goes 850, 8500.
Dude,
It's
that's
gonna be
crazy.
wild.
Think 2 years ago, how many people had perfect 850 passes?
Well, so that was what Derek had asked earlier, was how many people had done that. And Jeremy made 8, Chris Mary makes 9. If we include Dean Anderson's Pro DYO 850, then that's 10.
Yeah.
It that is less people than are in the 200 mile an hour club at Hot Rod Drag Week.
Yeah. But most of those have came in the last like 2 years, right?
Well, here's
Like if
what's
you
even
go back a
crazier.
few years,
The
it was pretty rare.
Yeah, the first one wasn't even done until 2019. And it was
Yeah.
Rick Thankey and Jim Braun did it that year. And I mean, like, it's just this crazy, I love the stat stuff. Yeah, so hang on, let's run through the years and the events. So 2019 Drag Week, we go a couple years. We did 2022 Drag Week with Dustin Trance, sorry. And then we had Sick Week 2023, Sick Summer 2023, Sick Week 2024 for 2 racers, James Tall and Brian Acton, and then now Sick Summer with 2 guys. Same day. Pretty cool,
Yeah.
man. Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
So it jumped from 2019 to 2022 or
Yep.
21.
2022.
Yeah. So there was one in 2019, and the rest have been in the last 2 years.
Yeah. Yep. Pretty crazy. Well, there were 2 in 2019. So Jim
Okay.
Braun and Rick Steinke both did it on Drag Week in 2019.
Gotcha. That's
Not
still
the same
crazy
day,
though.
different days. But yeah, I mean, it's wild, dude. That tells you the difference in tuning, and I mean, people are racing this class. Used to in a street race class, which is what this is, right? You would have your winner may be 870s,
Yeah.
and then number two is going to be in the nines. Now you're looking at
850.
yeah, if you're not in the low 50s, you're not even in the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. I know Jay and Brian ran like a 854 day one, and like
Yeah.
they weren't happy with that. They made a bunch of
Yep.
passes because they were going under, but like you're saying, years ago that would have been fine. An
Oh yeah.
854 would have been great.
Yep, yep. Brian ran an 852 today, and they turned it around and came back.
Yeah. I can't think of his name, but the
Pretty
orange
intense.
SN95.
Oh,
Um,
Cameron Alley. Yeah,
Cameron
Cameron Alley.
Alley, yep, which is a local guy to me. Um, they were still waiting in the lanes for the all run, and they ran an 851, and they were going back up to go again on day
That's great.
one.
Yeah, yeah. I think he ended up with an 8511 on day one.
Yeah,
Like
him and Jay and
intense.
Brian, they all went up, and I think Chris Mary went up too, and none of them were able to better their
Man,
passes.
that's crazy. Yeah, I was watching the last little bit. I was too busy today to watch all the live stream, but um, Derek was saying that he thought Brian and Jay had made 6 or 7 passes today, and that at that point, Rovic had made 6 or 7 passes as well. And I know he was looping it around.
Yeah,
Yeah, crazy. Crazy. I love it. I love the 850 class racing. I love that stuff simply because to me, that's a car you can get in and drive anywhere. I know you
yeah,
can drive a lot of the other cars places, but this makes it, an 850 stuff makes it way easier. Sorry. I'm
and I think
just
it's
to make
it's
sure I'm not going to miss the stat someday because I want to have that for tonight's show.
yeah, I think, and it's probably the most attainable car for most people too.
Yeah. Yeah. You,
Like
you can,
it still costs a lot of money to get in and
yeah.
race competitively in 850, but out of
Yeah.
all the classes, that's probably going to be your most attainable.
Well,
When you
and
start talking about like the faster cars, obviously, you got
oh
your
yeah,
your DOIO and you got your index classes, but
yep. Yeah, as you start leaning into that stuff, and I think it really comes down to a lot of tuner stuff. So that's why a guy like Jay does well in this stuff because he's so data driven that he can use that. And then they have 300 pages of data to go through
oh
that
yeah,
that they can figure out. Hey, this track was doing this at this altitude and this DA and all the stuff they can figure out this temperature and all that. So
right.
pretty wild. Pretty wild. Let's talk about this man, the man of the hour, Mr. Ed Enzer, Fast Eddie Enzer, and Jimmy Lopez. Um, Came in 636, first pass, I think, off the trailer in testing. Then backs it up with a 633, and I'm like chomping at the bit to see this thing make the week. Dude didn't race him this week.
Yeah, ain't
So
that crazy?
heartbreaking, man. I was like, what happened? So I was talking to Jonathan Stonecipher, asked him kind of what went down. He said that he thinks uh, Eddie and Jimmy are preparing for drag week, and Jimmy told Stony that they had already signed up, so why not come and at least hang out with some people for what they could fit in. They had other obligations that were going on that week that they couldn't do a drag and drive that week, but hey, they'd come out for testing and have some fun. So I'm glad they did, man. 736, 733, that's intense.
Yeah. So are they just there for the Monday at Byron? Are they doing any other day, or was that
Yeah.
it?
That's it. And from what I understand, their name isn't on the list. So they didn't get in, they didn't make a
Turn a
pass at
slip in?
all Monday. Yeah. So yeah, they're not even
Gotcha.
on the did not finish list. So I
Okay.
don't maybe they were just there as an exhibition pass or something like that to get in and run some testing. I
Well,
don't know.
maybe they're just there on Sunday. Maybe they didn't run on
Yeah.
Monday at all then.
Right. Yeah. That's what I would assume when with the way Jonathan was talking. So
Gotcha.
and if you're busy, you run in, you make some passes on Sunday, you bounce, you get
Yep.
back home. Yeah, I don't know where those guys live, but it's got to be pretty close to make that drive and do that. So
Yeah.
I'm ready. If he's going to drag week, they better get ready because 730s. That's going to put a big number up. I mean, that's way ahead of where we're at right now with the NA stuff. So pretty cool.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about Molly. If you don't mind, I'll do the ad read this time.
Yep.
Yeah, then you can lead us into some of the co-pilot segment stuff here. So, attention, high performance enthusiasts and sportsman class racers, meet the Molly Motorsport Power Pack Kit, your ultimate solution for Power Pack performance. The Power Pack pistons are made from either 4032 aluminum alloy to allow for tighter cylinder to wall clearances and improved temperature stability, or 2618 alloy to allow for increased detonation resistance. Tailored for various engine families from small block Chevrolet to Volkswagen and Audi, we've got you covered. Or well, Molly's got you covered. You and I don't build pistons. What sets Molly apart? Forged pistons, Grafal coating, and phosphate treatment for peak performance and durability. Elevate your ride with Molly Motorsport, where performance meets precision. Unleash the power within. Visit mollymotorsport.com for more details. And for you podcast listeners that are out there, we love you guys. Molly is spelled Mahle. All right.
Yeah, buddy.
Tell us about this first dude.
Yeah. So Ryan from Perform and Built Transmission. Uh, I've talked to him a few times. I'm pretty sure he's all in on Drag and Drive now. So he's getting the full experience. They swapped a power steering line roadside today in 90-degree heat. It was
Yeah.
warm today.
Yeah, pretty intense. And he in his post said, "I'm done. I'm hot." He said
Yeah.
it's 90 degrees outside, and they were finally finished and getting back on the road. But what else did they do today?
Yep. Well, you can see on the left there, they're squeezed into this wagon. The right is the picture of them changing that line today. I mean, you can look at Ryan's like face in that picture and see like
Yeah,
he's over it at that point. But
he's hot.
obviously,
Hey,
we got to meet each other, introduced each other. It was cool to hang out with. I stopped and talked to him multiple times throughout Sunday and Monday to see how they were doing. But they ran a personal best in the wagon at Byron, 11:127 at 122 in
that's
that
awesome.
big wagon. and they are trying to get a 10 this week. I have a feeling that come Byron, as long as they make it, they're going to turn it up
Yep.
some more. So when they got that personal best, this was on 1320 video. You can see how excited everybody was, and I just happened to be right there taking pictures when that happened. So it was definitely cool to see how excited they were. Like they were
Yeah.
going crazy. It was awesome to see.
Well, and I mean, like 5 dudes in a big wagon, and like when they get home, that car's going under the knife for twin turbos.
Right.
So, I mean, maybe they're going to do drag week with the nitro setup. I don't know, but I think they've upgraded from like 150 to a 200 shot now. And if you have your transmission builder on site, now's the time to lean on the car because that's the whole thing that
Absolutely.
would scare me about 5,000 pounds worth of Mercury wagon.
Yeah, but I talked to him a little bit, and just he was just kind of amazed at the drag and drive, like the culture, like everybody, just all of it. He was super
Yeah.
excited about. He said next year he's going to bring his group, his team with him. They're going to come out in one of their cars, whether it's one of his cars or one of their shop cars. He said they're
Yes.
definitely coming back.
Man, that's awesome. That's great to hear because, like, dudes like that we need in the sport because I mean they are professional transmission builders. They are
Right.
performer built transmissions. So that dude can, if something breaks on the side of the road, I mean that guy can rebuild it. And they're going to have parts and stuff.
Yeah.
They're going to have knowledge. They can probably do it with their eyes closed. So that'd be awesome. Plus, they're a big supporter of ours. We love them for that. And now they're out here doing this. Come on, man, it's awesome.
Yeah. It was definitely cool to see.
Yeah, that's for sure. I can't wait to hang out with him. We've never met in person. We've had him on the podcast a bunch and on the live streams a lot here, but never in person. And I can't wait because, dude, they'll be 4 days in, but 5 days
Yeah.
in by the time I get there. He's going to
Yeah.
be tired. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I got to see him on day 0 and day 1 when he was still excited. When you get to see him, he might not even be excited to see you anymore. He might be
Yeah,
so over it.
I doubt it. It's one of those things like they fix the stuff in the roadside there. It looks like a gas station maybe, and then you get back rolling, and now suddenly your adrenaline comes back. It feels way better. You're like, okay, I can do this. I don't want to quit. I don't want to get in the AC yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty awesome. All right, well, let's talk about the next bit here. Is not the javelin. It is that Jonathan Stonecipher and Greg Jones ran out of gas this morning. How funny is that? As a co-pilot, fuel is kind of your thing that you need to be kind of tracking fuel. And what's funny is Jonathan always told me, "Hey, man, we need to be keeping up with miles." So I'm sure 3 days in now, 400 miles worth of driving, you're probably like, "I'm tired." They were literally like 20 miles from the track. So
Yeah.
it's not like they were super far or anything like that. So big shout out to them and getting all that handled and getting back on there. And then I know they were making passes. They were making a bunch of passes. Well, like we said, he ran 11,901 today and ended up at 11,906 on Monday. So 005 difference. So
Yeah.
congratulations to them. They obviously got it figured out.
Yep.
All right. Rob Sanders, Bryant Goldstone tag team here. They did 6 summer together last year, and the car has day one laid down like 6'4" is personal bests in 60 foot, 330, and eighth mile, and then quarter
And it
miles
was a
APs
and it was a
everywhere.
s- and it was a single pass. I think that was the only pass they made that day.
Yeah, yeah, one and done, out of here. You lay down a 640 and it's all everything is personal best across the board. Pack your stuff, get on the
Yeah.
road, get out early. Yeah, it's pretty amazing to see that. Bryant did say in a text message with me that it wasn't his best mile an hour ever, but it was a personal best at all the markers on the track. So pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
pretty
believe
cool.
he told me that this is one of his old motors. This isn't even his new motor.
Oh,
There was
dude.
something going on, and he was having issues with something, and he said he just put the old motor back in because he was tired of messing with it.
Man.
I don't remember what the whole story was, but he was telling me a little bit about all the issues they were having, and he just said, "I'm done," and put the old engine back in.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, and it's good that he's getting, I'm sure that gives him time between, well, He'll probably keep this motor in for Rocky Mountain 1.0, and then they'll switch to the new stuff when they have time for testing as he prepares maybe for drag week. I mean, what do you do as Bryant Goldson? Like, think about it. If he can put another 2 days together with this here and win this and get all the points he can, what's going to happen? He's going to have two, to quote Doc McIntyre, perfect points events. Like, he's going to get every point he possibly can. And he'll be ahead of a lot of folks. There's a lot
Right.
of folks that are going to be behind him because they're not going to be. I mean, I don't know. I'm excited to see where this is going. I'm excited to see can he end 1.0 with such a lead on the Drag and Drive World Champion point series that folks are like falling over themselves and having to turn their stuff up past where they're comfortable to get out there and win it.
Right. Yeah, it'll
It's
be
gonna be
interesting to
amazing.
see.
Yep.
So,
Yep. Well, bring it on. And the car looks amazing. And I don't know who took these shots, but they're amazing too.
yeah, I
So
don't know that logo down there. It looks like maybe that was one of ours.
yeah. So and you were there. It's your boy. Eric took that. Eric took like 1,400 shots on Sunday and Monday, and
No,
is working diligently
no,
trying to get through them.
no. I took 1,400 on Monday.
Oh
I
my!
took 900 on Sunday, so I'm at like 2,300 photos for 2 days, which is
Dude,
as much as I took at the circuit in a week
man,
or
that's
4 days, 5
crazy.
days. Yeah.
And it makes sense. There's twice as many cars here with 318 than there were at the circuit at 161. So I mean,
Well,
I get it. I get it.
Well, yeah. I also been fine tuning the camera, so
Yeah.
to where I was taking just a couple shots, and hopefully one of them was good. Now I'm getting multiple shots, so now I guarantee that I'm getting at least one good shot in there. So it's
Man,
also
great.
me learning how to become a photographer, and I understand why Chris Story, Jesse Fox, all those guys, when they say they take thousands of photos a day, I understand why now.
Oh yeah, and you can hear the cameras click, 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 click.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to get that one shot that's in there, right? Where me, I'm like, snap one. It's not good. Oh well. That's how it works. All right.
Yep.
Well, let's talk about Alex Taylor and her kicking butt in her class. 692 at 212 today, day 3. She ran 7 something yesterday, 719 or 712 or something like that yesterday.
Yeah, I know she
Uh,
ran a 7 something on Monday as well.
yeah, I don't have her pass here from yesterday. But anyways, the whole reason we're talking about her is because her dad. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Open run day 2. Yeah, 723 at 214 yesterday. Right?
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think so. Anyways, I don't know. Man, there's so many notes written down, scribbles there. So 692 at 212 today. That car absolutely moves out. For her to run 214 after spinning it like 60 foot, pretty intense yesterday on day 2. And so Dennis posted on his Facebook page. It was like 7 or 8 o'clock yesterday, I think, when he posted this. He said we were the next to last car to leave Byron drag strip last night, talking about Monday night, because we decided to drop the oil pan and see if we could figure anything out. Alex and I agreed the oil pump looked like it wasn't sealing on the main cap, so we used a piece of 180 grit sandpaper against the steel post on the tower and sanded until the pump was flat. We finally left the track around 11 p.m. We thought the pressure was better as the engine came up to temp, but the pressure kept dropping. Long story short, we decided to send it anyways. We pulled the bearing while we were in there and it looked like new. So even though the pressure would scare anyone, everything looked good. Yeah,
Yeah.
he went on to say they essentially basically just put a piece of duct tape over the oil gauge and or oil pressure gauge and just went on. And that was, the end of day 1. And so then they make the 714 pass on 723 pass on day 2, another 150 200 miles worth of driving, and now run a 692 at 212 on day 3. Man, I mean, are they riding on the edge of can they continue? Are they like, hey, we're gonna make this work? If anybody can work on that car, it's those two. They're not scared to
Yeah.
turn wrenches on that thing.
Yeah, I was on the starting line for a couple of her passes, and that car was dancing around when she was going down the track. I was like,
Yeah.
"Holy cow!"
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Well, I'm
You can,
excited to see it for sure.
Yeah, she could wheel that car better than I would. If that car was moving around and I was in there like that, no thanks.
Yeah, I'm out of the throttle. I'm just telling you
Yeah,
right now. That
right.
scares me a little bit. Yeah, and for the other side of that, if you look back at Monday, I don't know what she ran when she was next to Nick, but I mean, there's her fiance out in front, blows the motor, gets sideways, drops the parachute. She can, I think she probably let out, obviously, but she had her wherewithal to keep that car straight and not be like, oh my God,
Yeah.
you drift that way. So did a great job. It's awesome to see her doing. I mean, she knows what she's doing. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Next up here, I mean, obviously, I think we probably got to Molly Motorsports. Thank you very much for what you do for us, guys. Gentleman's agreement. That's what this is right here. We love what we do. We do. I promise.
Yes.
But it takes time and a lot of money. And the way that this gentleman's agreement works is we will agree to continue to do this hard work and do all this stuff, but we need you to hit that follow or subscribe button, right? So no changing of hands, nothing like that. Just hey, come on, help us out, get us to that next level. We've been fighting. I really think social media lets you get to almost that point, and then they're like, we're just going to dangle this 100,000 followers in front of you for just a little bit, see if you want it or not. Well, I'm telling you, we want
How
it. We
bad
keep
you want
doing
it?
this. We keep working hard, and I can't wait. I've got 15,000 pictures and videos in my phone, and we're going to just continue to cram them in there and keep making posts. Anyways, that's the gentleman's agreement. We do our stuff, you do your stuff. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
And,
Yes, sir.
obviously, race car friends, you guys are what makes all that possible. Like, that was kind of geared towards new people to follow us, but the folks that follow us, the 97,300 and something followers that we have, we love you guys. You guys truly do make a big difference in our world, and we appreciate it so much. And
And
of
that's
course, our
what makes
sponsors.
and that
Yeah.
and that's what makes going to the events even more fun.
Yeah.
Like the drag and drive portion of it's great, but getting to
Yep.
see your race car friends, I mean, that's on a whole nother level. And that's part of the reason you're excited to come up here. Gonna get the show
Yep.
done so you can get on the road and come see all of your race car friends.
Yeah. And I mean, it's 700 miles from where I'm 685 miles from where I'm sitting right here to Great Lakes Dragway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's a bit of a commitment on this side. To run up
Yeah.
for what is essentially Thursday and Friday, and then turn around and come right back home. So
Yeah.
that's the way it works, though, man. Hey, you guys are worth it, and I promise you, I'm making it worthwhile. Trying to put out as much content and stat stuff as we can, and of course, our sponsors. Those guys really help keep us doing this. So if you have an opportunity to even just conversate with these sponsors about some parts that are coming up on a build of yours, please do it. Right? Hit Summit up, hit Molly up, hit Driven Racing Oil up, hit Car Change 3D. Listen, there's nothing cooler that you can get one of your car friends than a specialized 3D printed keychain of their actual car.
Right.
Like, not something that is close, but of their actual car. Corey Nicholson. Corey Thompson's a racer. Corey Nicholson at Car Chase 3D can do that for you. WAF Racing, brand new sponsor to come on board. They are on Hot Rod Power Tour this week, or they would be with us on Six Summer. And then Performer Built Transmissions, Howard's Cams. You know, we love our boy over at Howard's. And I mean, dude, Performer Built, Ryan Snyder is at Six Summer right now.
Right.
Sweet Patina, Blake and the team down there, Sweet Patina, super cool shirts, super cool products to keep your car looking nice. Power Tube TV, because they put our content out, man. Exclusive
Right.
stuff is available over on PowerTube. And then Racing Junk Classifieds changed part of their drag racing cars for sale to include a drag and drive section for everybody that's out there. And when we did the show on Saturday, the news on Saturday, there were 15 cars in that section, which is huge. I mean, that literally has been around for a month, and it's beginning to kind of take off. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
Appreciate all of them and all of you guys. All right, let's talk about some Howard's Cam community as we run through here. We got about what I would say about 20 minutes worth because I'm I'm itching, bud. I'm itching to talk about getting on the road. You want to hit the play button?
Yep, I'm gonna hit this video and then we'll get into it.
Perfect.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Harris from the Monoxide Podcast. Real quick, Howard's Cams was founded as a racing cam manufacturer almost 80 years ago when Howard Johansson created Howard's Power and Racing Equipment in 1945. Howard's Cams has always used on-track experience to design the most powerful designs, and today they have an even greater group of experienced racers in circle track, drag racing, road race, mud bog, and marine. They use all this input plus the most advanced computer software to design the most competitive race-winning products. From pioneers in drag racing and oval track to cutting-edge marine development, Howard's Cams is at the forefront of the industry. So make sure to reach out to our friend, Luke B, for your next valve train upgrade.
Man, and I actually talked to Harris at the Monoxide podcast yesterday on the phone. He called me because there's an event rumor that he's starting about Michigan or Minnesota.
Yeah.
So he has some contacts. He's heard us talking about it, man. He's like, what is this thing going on? How do we put one on? How do we host one? What are some of the main things that are important if you're going to host a weekend event, And so it's happening, dude. It's happening. We're at 38 events across the country or across the world. Can we get to 43 and be on that number that Tommy Dupria's Summit said at our at PRI podcast? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. All right. Let's once you run us through who is buying rounds of beers.
Yeah. Red Horse Performance is obviously at Six Summer with their vehicle, and they are buying the first round of beers tonight at a local bar. Like, how
Yeah.
cool is that? And not only that, I don't know if you saw this, but they did a burnout in the burnout box in Rock Falls with their truck and the Red Horse trailer behind it.
Let's go.
Yeah, these dudes are down to party. So this is pretty cool. I'm glad that they are doing that,
Yep.
and I hope everybody gets a chance to go hang out with them and I don't know, maybe talk about some Red Horse Performance stuff while you're drinking a
Yep.
beer with those guys.
Yep. Now I really wish I had left yesterday. That was what I was back and forth with. My wife was like, I'm tired of you talking about this. Just go on.
Just
Please
go.
leave. Yeah, please leave. Well, let's talk about who racers that are out. That's why I keep trying to check my phone and see if we have the newest list. We do not yet. Cletus McFarland is out. That is a sad story. He was, like second fastest car on the property. Ends up like wedging two lifters in a valley or something like that, right?
Yeah, it was something, and then they ran it on day 2 on 7 cylinders and tore it up even more.
Yeah, said that they broke a main cap, so that's pretty bad stuff. So
Yeah,
gonna put Mullet back up, but I think in his post, Steve Morris had driven all of the parts needed to fix it, had driven it all down, and then just when they had the main cap, saw that it was busted. I was like, I can't, I can't do anything with that here.
yeah, and that's exactly what he said. And he also said, like, this is, let me see, think I got it right here. Yeah, he said, I love Dragon Drives, even though I've had to leave the last 4 of them. I love them. Nothing more than hustling with your buddies to keep the car alive as long as possible.
Yep.
It definitely used to be easier, though. We're going to create a new plan for Mullet. And then he says he'll get to, be home early and hang out with his wife and kids, with
Yep.
Zach and Sam still continuing on the rest of the week.
That's
and then
awesome.
In the comments, this made me laugh. He said, actually just going to put wings on it and make the drag and fly class.
Bring it on. Bring it on. Well, Clark Rosenstangel's out. Really sad. I hate to see him out for sure. That's one of my favorite dudes and racers and cars for sure.
Yeah, well, it's just been a rough spot for him with Drop the Hammer and the other car. I think he tore some stuff up on this one when he was doing the what was it, the Salt Flats racing, and
Yep.
then it's got a kind of a rough patch here. But yeah, I mean, I love watching that car. It's such a nice car, and sucks to see that
Yep.
he's out as well.
Yep. Next racer up, obviously Nick Taylor. We talked about him earlier. He destroyed the bottom of the block, like
All of it.
not just threw a crank out of it or a rod through the, oil pan. No, it like there was a chunk about like this of the block that was like no longer connected. So pretty crazy story there for that dude. Other racers that are out, Dwayne Rule. I hate to see him being out.
Yeah, I think Nick said that he was on pace for like his fastest pass before that happened too, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
he
is
had
it?
ran his best best 600 or 660 in that car that time. He was on a mission, that's for sure.
Yeah, it'd have been cool to see him and Alex make a clean pass side by side, but
Oh yeah,
man, yeah, I saw the pictures of that and it was rough. It was there was a lot of stuff hanging out.
right.
It should be inside.
Yeah, yeah. Inside oil on the outside is bad.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, Dwayne Rule is out. Hilbert Osborne, longtime Dragon Drive competitor, longtime Drag Week competitor, out. Ron Augustine, who's a Tulsa Raceway Park veteran, going to be at Rocky Mountain in a couple weeks. So said he didn't want to thrash too hard, save some energy for that one, and has the parts back at home in Oklahoma. And then Jeff and Nick Kirchick, so sad, they're out, but their buddy is still in. And then again, I was checking the phone just a second ago to see if we have the newest list, but we don't. So we'll be going over some of that tomorrow of who's out, and then obviously as we go into Friday, we'll have a full list there as well. So we did get word from Bill that the Divco truck is out. It is out with transmission problems after swapping the engine.
Yeah.
La-
That's
Yeah,
rough.
yeah, that's pretty tough. And what's sad is that happens quite a bit because when something lets go, something else kind of has to take some brunt of that stuff. And so you don't know that that's broken until you get everything back together and then you go to take off and it doesn't do what it's supposed to. So
Yeah.
that's what happened there, I think. Yeah, pretty
Yeah, it
sad
was
on
rough. I
see.
think they showed up to Rock Falls like on Tuesday morning before
Yeah,
heading out to Cordova. So yeah, they were thrashing. So that's tough to see. Obviously, this is one of my favorites. Look at that picture. Like
yeah.
I can't tell you how many people rush the line when that thing comes up because
Yeah,
you know it's going to do wheelies.
there's nothing cooler than that thing when it leaves and it does such a great wheelie. It's just boom
Yeah.
and out sets it down and just cruises to
And then
10-second passes.
I think on Monday, Derek was obviously announcing, and he comes up and makes a pass. It does a wheelie, and then he realizes, is it Mark? Is Mark the
Uh,
son?
I think Nick Cryer, right?
Nick. Okay, I can't remember. It could be Nick. He's usually driving it, and he was on the starting line. So Derek was like, "Who's in the car?" It was his dad, and the thing's
Oh,
doing a
that's
wheelie
awesome.
down the track. So
Yeah,
that was
uh,
pretty
I
cool to see.
I think his dad raced it at Sick Week
Oh,
most of the
really?
so yeah. Yeah, so he's got some seat time. He's ready,
Oh, yeah.
he can handle that.
Yeah, it was cool though.
Yeah, that's awesome. That rig is awesome, and I hate that I'm not going to get to see it because they're out. And then Blaine, this photo here posted by Doug Cook, or yeah, posted by Doug Cook or shared by Doug Cook. I can't remember who
It was
posted this photo.
it was shared. It was uh Snot Rocket is who posted it.
Oh, Brett Lasala.
Brett LaSalle, yeah, that's who
Yep.
posted it originally.
Yeah, so they upgraded the turbos in the hotel parking lot for El Toro, and dude, it worked. Blaine went a 512 today.
Really?
Yeah,
Holy cow.
crazy. Can this dude is 16 years old, man. 17 years old. 16
Yeah.
years old.
Yeah,
Crazy. I love it.
something like that.
He is going to be the racer, man. He is the next generation. He's a leader in that group as well. My question is, can he run fours by the end of the week? Are we going to see him turn it up in Tyron? Is Dad going to let him turn it up and go 498?
Oh, man, I kind of hope so. I want to see it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I kind of hope so
I,
too. All right, got about
I,
11 minutes here. We got to roll.
I I'm sad that I didn't get to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but honestly, being there Sunday, Monday, I get to see everybody that hasn't broke, and I get to come back Friday and see everybody who's willing to break it to get that, that final pass.
Yes.
So
Yep.
although I'm missing the middle days, I still think I get to see the best of all of it.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I agree on that. And dude, I can't wait for both of us to be running around. The last event we were at together was the circuit, and both
Mhm.
of us were too busy to spend any time together. This time we're just getting content, man. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
blast. Tom McGilton, Mr. Why Not Camaro out here, ran a 760 at 198 miles an hour today. Is he going to be 200? Is he going to join the 200 mile an hour drag and drive club? He's so
I, I
close.
I feel like he was close on Monday as well. I don't remember
Yep.
what he ran.
I think it was 196 on Monday. Hold on. 193 on Monday is the pass I wrote down. Anyways,
Okay.
now he may have went faster than that, but I saw that, and I think knowing him, he was like, "Oh, that's good. I'm good with that." And then he made a pass against Trevor Brandon, but I think he spun in it on day two, so I didn't get that written down. And again, I couldn't go through all of them at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ed Hohenberg here saying Monday and Friday are key if you can't be there all week. That's 100% true, especially for
Yep.
content creators like us, where we're trying to get the stories and all that kind of stuff. So congratulations to Tom. I know they had to thrash after putting a rod through the oil pan at the Route 66 Nationals NHRA exhibition race there. I know they had to thrash to get that car back together. So good on them. That's pretty awesome.
Yep.
And then I thought this was pretty crazy. Bill Schwartz posted this just a little bit right before the show started, that he weighed the Chevelle and drag and drive trailer and everything, 5,320 pounds.
Whew.
Yes, dude, that's heavy, heavy,
Yeah.
heavy. So when you start talking about brakes and things like that, that is a topic we'll talk about in an upcoming episode once we get through all of these event uh, shows we're going to be doing it over the next 3 weeks. Brakes, because if you're telling TBM, or if you're telling Strange or Willwood or whatever, whoever you're buying your brakes from, hey, yeah, my car weighs 3,300 pounds and I'm going to do a drag and drive in it. And they're like, oh yeah, vented brakes, whatever. But
Hmm.
go weigh that thing, 5,320 pounds, pretty intense, man.
Yeah.
That
That's
that's a lot of
wild.
weight. You want to tell us what about right here? 'Cause this
Yeah.
is cool.
Yeah. There's a couple other things I had in here that I forgot to mention earlier. Alan Whitaker. He was it his.
Oh
He
yeah.
just ran his first six at 200. Is
Yep. Yep.
that what that was?
Yeah, I don't think we have a picture of Alan, but he went 698.
Is that what it
Yeah,
was?
um,
Yeah. He ran
man, I
his
have so
first
many notes here.
six.
Yeah, 698 with a 0 at 205.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
pretty
pretty
amazing.
cool. Congratulations to him as well.
Yep. And then day one, he was the one of the first cars down the track. Like literally, him and Doug Hook were the first pair down the
They
track.
were,
He,
yeah,
and he goes 724 at 200.
yeah. They both ran sevens to start the event.
Yeah, and 200 plus. So Doug first round went 204 first pass. I mean, this is like first pass of the event. Not going to be easy on it. Going to lay it out and do it. It's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
And speaking of passes, obviously Doug's being back with the Nova, and
Oh
he's like knocking on the door of sixes. I think he ran
yeah, he's
what
been
was it, a
7-0,
seven?
702, no, 704 at 206 on Monday,
Yeah,
and then uh 707 at 206 on Tuesday, of stuff that I saw.
yeah,
This is my notes from what I saw.
yeah,
And then I didn't see what he ran today, but I know it was up there somewhere.
yeah. And then today, Michael is that Manuel's Camaro, the
Yes.
red kind of like
Yes.
IROC third gen, ran a
Uh-huh.
695.
Yeah. Yeah, another
So
200 mile an hour car. Pretty awesome.
yeah, so there's been a handful of really fast cars.
Yes. Yeah, that's for sure. And the cool thing is they're all in different classes, or a lot of them are in
Hmm.
different classes. So it's not like we have one standout class that everybody is just hammered home in. And I do want to give a big shout out to the Deal Brothers. That car 717, and what looked like on the live stream, and Derek Putnam basically said it on the thing, that David Deal was like, meh, or David Deal was in the car making a pass, and his brother was like, oh, Nick Deal was like, it should have went faster. But I think that's what they say every time. It's like 7:17 is a personal best. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, just a quick recap for me. I was there obviously Sunday. I was there probably 7 in the morning until about, I don't know, 6 something in the evening. Um, just hanging out and getting pictures and everything. Was there first thing Monday morning for obviously the first pass. I stayed all day. I stayed through all the passes. They closed the lanes, got the last pair down. I packed up, left there, went to Rock Falls. That was about 45, 50-minute drive from Byron. Got there. If anybody was watching, we did a little bit of a live stream, kind of walking around there, seeing some of the cars. That was really cool to see. The town shutting down, cars everywhere. Got to walk down in the burnout pit. We saw the first, what I think we recorded, or we were live for the first two burnouts or something.
Mhm.
And then I took pictures and in shorts for the rest of the burnouts there. That lasted about an hour. I think that started about 5. It was about 6 something when that wrapped up. And at that point, guys, I was sunburnt. I was tired. I gathered up my stuff and I came home. So I know they had food trucks there. They had a band going, but that's kind of where I ended off
Yeah.
my sick summer trip so far. And I thought this was an amazing photo that Sick the Mag grabbed. This was the second car, first or second car. I can't remember. It was a second because it was the Ranger was the first one.
Yep.
So this was the second car in the burnout pit. Um, I got this guy a trim ring for his Mustang like a week before the event, and it got put on. So obviously I was excited to see it there,
Yeah.
but this photo turned out fantastic.
Yeah.
You get all the cloud smoke from the burnout. You get a clear shot of the trim ring. So this was probably one of my favorite photos that I've seen so
Yeah.
far of all of the event.
Yeah. It is perfect to,
Yeah.
the coloring of the burnout is great. The car, and of course having that trim ring on the front with all that airflow just helps more horsepower, all that kind of stuff.
That's right.
What else, man? What was another, we got 3 or 4 minutes here. What was another fun part of the day for you?
Honestly, every time I got on my scooter and I went to ride somewhere, I didn't get but a few feet, and then I would run into somebody else and I would stop and talk. And then I'd take off again. Maybe I'd grab a couple photos, and then I end up running into somebody else. And then I'd stop by the driven booth and talk to those guys and grab a water. And then I'd go over and I'd see Jay and Brian, and then I'd, hit the lane. So honestly, it was seeing everybody. Every time I went somewhere, there was somebody to talk to. So people always, like my family, my wife always asked me, like, and my kid, you go to these things by yourself. How is that fun? And it's fun because all of our race car friends getting to hang out with everybody, talk to everybody. Like I went by myself, but you're not there by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And that's what's so cool about this stuff. And that's why I can't wait, man. I'm ready. I'm itching. I'm itching to get on the road
So all your stuff
momentarily.
packed up.
Oh, dude, everything's in the car ready to go. Like
Are
it's
you bringing the Saturn
oh yeah.
or the
Yep.
new
The
Suburban?
Now the Saturn Rocket will run me this time just because it's 700 miles one way, and man, the reason the Suburban came on board as the Narx Force One is because for events probably early next year, I would think. I'll use it to pull a trailer that'll have some merch in it, and then it'll also have a golf cart in it because that's what I want to build over the winter time. Between PRI and Sick Week is a golf cart rig that I could run around with the big camera on and have kind of a tripod base, but also an area to keep a cooler and run people around and pick people up. Because man, that's probably the hardest part about this is not just the steps you take all day, but the time that it takes you to walk from your pits to the starting line if you're not in the car or on a scooter or
Oh
oh
yeah,
man, I left my scooter at the pits because I rode up with somebody else. So
yeah,
just to be able to do that for folks and have all of that available all day would save me a lot of time. Really is the reason I want a golf cart. So
oh
scooters are
yeah,
great, but they don't work with the big camera. They don't work with a tripod. I can't, it
yeah,
would take more time than it's worth to undo all kinds of contraptions and things like that. So that's what I'm
yeah.
gonna do. I'm gonna build a golf cart over the winter and or buy a golf cart over the winter and build out some kind of rack system or something like that for some merch. Because, dude, we got to have some merch out there. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Can't let Summit have all the fun.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff coming that we've been talking about. So,
yep, that is for sure. Well, do you want to lead us out here as we wind down?
Yep. Like we mentioned, we're going to end off a little bit early today so Mike can get on the road and come hang out with us for the rest of Six Summer. Thanks, all you guys, all the race car friends. Thanks to everybody that I talked to on Sunday, Monday. Thanks to everybody that I'm going to talk to again on Friday. You guys really keep us going, and it's a blast to come hang out with everybody. And thanks to our sponsors, Summit Racing, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, again, who is on site at Six Summer, Car Change 3D, Performer-Built Transmission, Howard's Cam, WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, Racing Junk, and Power Tube TV.
Yep. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. We'll see you guys soon.
Like this show? Want more? Then head to WatchPTTV.com, the new 100% free PowerTube TV streaming network. Home of the best classic and new motorsports racing and build shows on the web.